Squidge is in Japan. Hello, I'm the man from the end of Squidge Rugby videos. You might recognise me. I normally pop up and kind of go, oh, why don't you like the Patreon, why don't you Patreon, why don't you download the Find a Player app if you want to play lacrosse against some strangers. You can entirely do that, link in the description. It is now though, I want to mark the occasion, 1 week to the start of the Rugby World Cup. Normally I'll do a video in which I use lots of match footage and I break down rugby into details that you might not have noticed because you're too busy looking at just the breaks, or just the tries, or just David Pocock's thighs. Maybe even you're looking at Johan Uje's balls. But chances are there's at least a few of you out there. I'm currently, you may notice, in Japan. I found a Japanese looking spot that was quiet and I could film in. I apologise for the quality of this. I tried to film on a camera that I bought especially for this. Nothing was working, audio wasn't working, couldn't record this. I, in the meantime, got bit to shit by mosquitoes. My forehead looks like an Ordnance Survey map, and I managed to somehow get a mosquito bite on my eye whilst I was wearing glasses. My eyelid has a big mosquito bite on it, please don't look too closely. So I just want to quickly run through the channel's plans for the World Cup when it begins. So I'm out here for the duration of the pool stages. There are 40 games over the time I'm here, which is a lot. I normally struggle to get through 3 games a week during Six Nations, never mind the 10 a week is going to be once the World Cup kicks off. So with that in mind, there's obviously going to be some changes to the style, the way in which I do the videos. So the first thing, and I apologise for this deeply, is that you'll see more of my face. And I'm very sorry about that, but editing a video like this, for example, will probably take about the amount of time it takes to edit 1 minute of what is a sort of a normal video, if you will, which would be 8-9 minutes. So if I'm doing this, it cuts down my editing time considerably, so I can get through more games and I can actually, run around Japan and see things like this, which I stumbled across. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, my videos are sort of well known for having extra little jokes hidden in there. They're still going to be there, there's still going to be some, but there's going to be fewer of them just because it allows me more time to move on to others. I still want to try and keep the level of quality high, but I figured if I can maybe knock it from in terms of top of my ability, if I'm trying to hit like a 9 out of 10 every time, if I knock it down to maybe like a 7.8, but that allows me to get my quantity up from a 6 to maybe an 8.5. I figured that was a trade-off probably about worth it. My aim is to try and cover 47 of the 48 games because frankly no one cares about the bronze final. However, I don't want to commit to that, I don't want to say I'm definitely going to do that just because this channel is run by just me. It's just me on my own. A lot of people think there's a team or there's some people working behind it. It's just me, and that means there's going to be some point during this tournament where I'm up at 2 AM desperately trying to think of something to say about Uruguay's dramatic 16-15 loss to Georgia, and that might be a bit of a struggle if I'm trying to put that together as well as 6 other videos. So I don't want to commit necessarily to covering every game, but I'm going to try my absolute hardest to do so. I'll return to sort of the normal format once we reach the quarterfinals and I get back to the UK. However, in the meantime, this is how things are going to work. Even more in the meantime, in the meaner time, there's obviously 7 days to go until the Rugby World Cup, which is amazing. I never thought we'd actually get here. I thought it was just going to be a thing like in the periphery, somewhere away from me, for basically ever. So for the next 7 days, I'm going to do 7 days of straight Squidge Rugby content. So this is obviously the first. Tomorrow, we're going to have a video on my top 5 alternative moments from the 2015 World Cup. So that's none of this Japan beating New Zealand, Wales beating England, or New Zealand winning the thing, Bowden Barrett scoring that try. None of that. Alternative moments that no one really talks about, or certainly far too few people talk about. That's going to be tomorrow. Then for the 4 days afterwards, I'm going to run through each team and pick one player to watch from each side. So they're going to go pool by pool. So pool A will be up on the Sunday, and then pool B on the Monday, and so on and so forward, until we get to the last day, on which, and I'm going to schedule it after this, my intention is to do a grand live stream, to try and live stream for an hour, and it'll be your chance to ask any questions you have to me, whether they be entirely pointless things, whether they be questions about the rugby, things you're curious to know my take on, whatever. I get lots of questions sent in, and I've had requests to do this in the past. I want to do it to mark the start of the World Cup. I'm going to schedule it, so you need a time up, there'll probably be a link, a time here. For anyone that supports the channel on Patreon, I'm going to put up a post saying, ask any questions here, and I vow to answer every single one that a Patreon person asks. They'll take first priority, and after I want to go into the live questions. I want to take whatever people have to say about the tournament. I want to sort of finish each video whilst I'm in Japan with a little like vlog type thing, tracking my time, tracking what I've been up to, covering any little anecdotes that happened, like the time the other day I was walking around the corner, saw a man with a lead, stopped and thought, I'll walk slower, see what kind of delightful good boy this man with his lead has. At the end of it, he was walking a lead. There was no dog, just walking a lead. Loads of delightful ideas like that. I'm going to do some of the end of videos, some are going to go up just for Patreon people, so look forward to all of that. Additionally, the other thing I'm going to do is on the night before the World Cup starts, on the 19th, I am going to hold what I could term, if I was more marketing savvy, a Squidge social. I'm not going to call it because it sounds a bit corporate. So the plan is I will be at a bar. The current plan is to go to Tokyo's one dedicated rugby pub, which is called No Side. It doesn't hold that many, so if numbers increase, we may move it elsewhere, but keep an eye on my Twitter, etc., and I'll keep you updated. But that's the plan. It'll be about 7, 8 o'clock starting at No Side in Tokyo. If that works, and if the live stream works, I want to do more throughout the World Cup. I want to do more of those as I loiter around Japan, as I go to different places. So some of those, if those two work, if you like those two, please let me know, and we can do more as we go on. And as per the Six Nations, I've also started a Squidge Rugby Super League. So if you want to prove once and for all that you know more about rugby than me, because chances are most of you do, then head over there, you can create a fantasy team and you can try and beat me and see if I'm trying not to make the same mistake I made last time, which was to just fill it with tier 2 players as a kind of showing off rugby hipsterish thing. So when you've got a couple in there, has to take Fukuoka out because it looks like he's going to be injured, unfortunately. But you know, there's no point in picking Nicolas Freitas, no matter how good he is, because he plays for Uruguay. However, one man that does play for Uruguay and should be in your fantasy team is their prop, Juan Rombis, who by the end of the tournament will be your new god. Other things very quickly, this is a list of the games I'm going to be at. This is if you fancy keeping an eye out for me, I will be there. And additionally then, if you are you're a commentator that's come out for the World Cup, if you're one of the players and you fancy playing me at a dance mat game in the Tokyo arcade, or an arcade anywhere in Japan, come at me. So the one other thing to say is that I brought with me a big old box of tea, because I like tea, I drink a lot of tea. Usually a video takes me a good 30 cups of tea to get through. So I brought a box of 80 tea bags with me. The current count is there. I haven't drank that many because I've just had to move to a hotel that doesn't have a kettle, which is problematic. I was also trying to stockpile them to save them up for when the tournament actually began, and I was having to work a lot. But I'm on a finite amount of tea. I'm going to keep you posted as to how much tea I drink over the course of the tournament, and therefore how close to going actually insane I am. You might notice I'm currently right, you probably can't see, right in front of the Studio Ghibli Museum, which you can't go into because just in order to book it, basically all the tickets sell out each month when they put them on sale inside a couple of hours. So I looked about 6 hours after the tickets went on sale for this month, and they were all gone. That's your quick update on where I am. Beyond that, thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. The way I'm going to work it for you guys over the course of this next month is that for every 17 minutes of content I put up, I'm going to charge it as a Patreon thing. There'll also be bonuses. I won't count those in there. Just for every 17 minutes, every time I hit that margin, I'll charge it as post. As in the Six Nations, I've done it on the basis of time, on how many videos I put up per week. I have no idea how many I'm putting up per week. So we'll see. That felt fair to me. If you don't feel so, or you disagree, you can set the limit on how much you pay per month, or just let me know. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to the Final Player Up, which I mentioned at the beginning. And if you fancy coming along on the 19th, I will put all of the details on Twitter properly. As I said, at the moment, it's going to be in the No Side Bar in Tokyo. But if that changes due to just capacity numbers, please let me know if you're planning on coming. We'll sort that out close to the time. In the meantime, I'm going to go and dawdle around a bit and then probably get out of here because it looks like it's going to rain. See you later. See you tomorrow for the top 5 moments thing. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.